Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Happy Sugar Life. And in fact, this episode itself is called Happy Sugar Life if I remember correctly. Now, last episode, it really came down to planning out our runaway honeymoon thing, between Sato and Shio there. And Sato even confronted her aunt to try to get her to get help with that, saying that she basically owed her because, she more or less ruined her life, gave her a very distorted view of love and all that stuff, and kind of created the sociopath that Sato is now. So yeah, you kind of owe her with that, and so yeah, she helped out. And after they had their really important conversation, and yeah, Sato doesn't really want Shio to see the aunt, but I guess she kind of had to. So that was also kind of funny. But anyway, Sato just tying up any loose ends, burning uniforms, getting help from one girl, and various other things. And also, we ended off the episode with their usual wedding simulation thing, except this time it was a little bit less simulation, more of the legit thing. Like, we actually had a lip kiss instead of the forehead kiss or whatever they did before, which definitely showing how this is a bit more serious. So, yeah, let's get into it and see how everything just goes wrong. 3, 2, 1, play. Bath time. Apparently it's a Shia bath. Oh no, they are both there. It just only Shia was talking. I mean, of course they're doing it together. I don't know why I ever doubted her. Yes, I know. I don't believe that's true, but that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Sweet and soft things are wonderful, after all. Yes, Shio knows. I suppose we can. Don't want to leave the rubber ducky behind. And even had their wedding rings and everything. Yeah, scary things are the worst. Ugh. Oh, right, yeah, I forgot. Poor Mitsuboshi. His nightmares come to life. Yeah, it's easier said than done. Uh, Mitsuboshi like, hey, I kind of need to get that, so please get off me. I promise I won't run away. Yeah, he's busy, getting busy, so probably not gonna answer that anytime soon. But yeah, good job, Ant, distracting Mitsuboshi because he's kind of the antagonist right now for us. Working together with Asahi to ruin our happy sugar life, so just keep him busy for a while. I mean, he just needs a little bit of extra therapy when this is all over. But, huh. It's always weird seeing a scene like that because, I obviously know Mitsuboshi's trauma and how he does not like that in the slightest. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I would kind of like that, so it's kind of hard to really balance those two thoughts. So that's where you went, Kitty. Of course, I'd probably regret doing it with her not too long afterwards, but in the moment, I'm sure I'd enjoy myself. You know, I'd definitely use protection, though, because I would need it. And back to the important room. Yeah, the room. Really need to repaint those walls. It's just not red. Okay. That's. I mean, I didn't even think about what she did with Shoko, but. Uh, it, I I'm impressed. I didn't think the show could shock me anymore. Uh, but I guess that's what I get for doubting it. You dressing her up now? I guess that's for the best, but just this show. I really didn't think they would show me the Shoko corpse. Uh, oh god, don't show me the eyes. I mean, she almost looks alive when she's sitting like that, but not quite. Uh, just, uh, just so messed up. Uh, what'd you do with Mitsuboshi? I, I hope you didn't tie him up in a closet again, because he's had enough of that. Ooh, money. Where did you get that? I guess it doesn't matter. We're criminals anyway, but well, that's nice to hear. I mean, you love a lot, so not surprising though. Man, you really just scared me a little bit, and in a slightly different way than Sato does. Yeah, going outside's not gonna be easy for her. She's been told to not go outside for a lot of her life. And it's only a matter of time before we run into Asahi, you know. But because Mitsuboshi's probably been taken care of for the time being, but uh, probably not. A lot of people lack self-awareness. He's still trying to get in contact with them, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Uh, that's a determination right there. It's gonna be hard to communicate to the Sabin. I know, Mitsuboshi, it's not fair. I mean, you were already filthy, but uh, really should have taken the phone away from him, Aunt. But I might be too late for that. Yeah, what? Oh no, is this where everything's gonna go wrong? Yeah, she's gonna go back for this, and it's gonna ruin everything, isn't it? Oh, Chio, you don't know things. No, this is gonna ruin everything. I just, uh, please put down the baseball bat. Okay, so it did have the room number in it. That's what I thought. But you know, different rooms though. Man, Asahi, you're you've become quite cold. Yeah, again, Mitsuboshi's just the worst victim in this entire show. I mean, he's literally done nothing wrong. I mean, now that it's Shoko, but man, just your smile could cure anything, Shio. Wasn't that great of a castle anyway? Let's just go. Like now, you know, fast steps, but it's too late. We're gonna run into Asahi. No, and what do you plan on burning down? No, don't show those back and forth. Back to back. Uh, I don't think that's gonna happen. That kerosene? Or, yeah. I didn't think it was water. I'm sure it does, maybe not a great place. Just, I get the entire show just be Shio smiling at Sato. You really are scary. So, we're burning down the whole apartment complex just to burn Shoko's corpse. Is that the implication there? But yeah, I guess that explains the fire in the first episode spoilers section. Yeah, you might want to pick her up and run. Oh, there we go. That's why I shouldn't pick her up. She was planning on retaliating. I found her. Finders keepers. You go away. We've already had our wedding. We kissed. We exchanged rings. There's no more room for you, Asahi. Emphasis on run. We might want to move quickly. Oh, come on, Mitsuboshi. You're tied up and you're still getting in the way. This is not the time. Okay, Mitsuboshi. At least I made this cause a good enough distraction. But... well... I mean, you're in your underwear tied up yelling. I don't think she's gonna go to you. That's where you're wrong. She's not yours. She's Sato's. Again, she found her. She now is hers. That's totally how it works. Yeah, the difficulty went up a bit, didn't it, Elsie? What if this ended with just everyone with a name just dying in this fire? Like every named character. Oh no, that's... oh no, that's not good for him. Does he even know she's dead? I mean, because if he just thought she was alive and trapped and went in for her to save her, that would have been pretty bad. But I don't think that's the direction it's going in. But still, not something he wants to walk in on. As if he didn't hate Sato before, he sure does now. Uh... poor Shoko. She did not deserve that. Yeah, go up. That'll help. Oh no! Now he's in between us. We should have given Shio a weapon. Ugh. This does not look like a very happy life. Oh god, no, that doesn't look good. Yeah, you tell him. I'll admit that was pretty bad, but you weren't there. You mean the mom that left her, as opposed to Sata who loves her and wants to stay with her? Yeah, that's a real hard choice. Yeah, you tell him. Oh, uh, straight up football tackle while injured. What's because of her? She's not the reason why your family fell apart. Yeah, again, you tell him. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't blame her for being that. Well, she did. You mean kind of like you are, Asahi? So, the obvious solution there is you abandon her in the middle of the street, so yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes it better. So if I need to see this scene continued. So what did she say to you after you found her? That's the big question here. Yeah, those eyes are not normal. Uh, well, just drugging him. And there he goes. So I guess I guess that explains that. Well, you told us, now please leave. Well, I mean, everyone in the show is a victim to some degree, some more than others. So it's not really a revelation. We can visit her in jail later. What are you gonna say? Man, that's a line. Actually giving me chills. Oh. Uh, please be careful with that. Wow. Uh, uh. I mean, I figured Shio would say something to that effect, but man, that was a really well done scene. And yeah, we're coming close to the end here. The scene where we saw in the very beginning, that very spoilery scene. I mean, you too, you kind of hurt your hand there, Shio. I should probably kiss that and make it feel better. Yeah, that's no longer in the cards. You really are too good, Shio. Yeah, she is so much shorter. Yeah, I finally got a taste of that happy sugar life. Oh. Even if I knew that's where this was going, just hearing her say that, just... But, I mean, if we're gonna die, might as well die happy, I guess. Uh, yeah, the warmth from Shio and the fire. Uh... Uh... At least we got the rings, I guess. Aw. The same kind of jump hug that ruined it all. Uh... Yeah... Uh... 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 Yeah... Man, there's just so much happiness there, but... I mean, some of that stuff didn't actually, happen in the show, but I guess imagination. Uh, 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 the long fall. Uh, I'm sure she will. Uh, 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 just showing Shoko and Sato. I'm sure she's not happy about that. I mean, yeah, she did it. Doesn't look that bothered, though. No, it's not. Get wrecked. How are you holding up? Still kind of crazy, I see. Sweet hurt. Well, Dasahi, I hope you're proud of yourself. Kobe, I guess, going to his mother. We haven't really seen in anything but flashbacks. Oh wait, no, Shio. Wait, what? Are you telling me she survived that? Is that why they didn't show her on the report? Well, I mean, you're clearly still alive, so no reincarnation happened, but... Uh, uh, well then... Uh, title drop. Okay, that was the 12th and final episode of Happy Sugar Life. It was definitely quite an episode. I mean, I've said this a couple of times, but since the very beginning of the series, they've done that thing where I don't remember the name of it, where they show you very important, big spoilery moments in the first episode that you eventually get to by the end of the series. I don't know why some shows do that. Suka did that. I still think it's the stupidest thing in the world for a show to do. I don't know why they would do it, but because of that, I knew more or less how this would all end. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the point, to get you to know ahead of time that there was no real happy ending there. But still, I would have preferred they didn't do that. That's the jumping scene may would have had more emotional impact if I didn't know about it ahead of time, for months. But yeah, this episode, it was all about trying to escape, and they tried. However, things kind of went things kind of went wrong when Sato forgot her important ring and had to go back for it, and then Asahi was able to run into them, and yeah, just everything went wrong from there. Mitsubishi was captured by the ant, which would have helped, but apparently she just left him alone with his phone, so he was able to contact Asahi and all that. And then Asahi showed up with his baseball bat, and it just everything kind of went bad from there. Uh, I mean, yeah, eventually we got a confrontation scene between Asahi and Shio, which was pretty powerful stuff. Asahi trying to, defend their mother and say she didn't abandon you because she hates you or anything. She only abandoned you because she figured you'd be better off without her, that may sound good on paper, but she still just walked away from her, like, went outside with her to some random location, then just left her. Like, didn't leave her with a relative or anything like that. No, no, no. She just walked away. So that, no, it does not make it okay. It just does not make it okay. It just doesn't. But we did find out that the mother killed the father, which makes sense. Explains why he suddenly just keeled over one day. She just drugged his drink. Which, I guess that's fine. And, yeah, I mean, what's there really to say about, the earlier portions of this episode? Oh yeah, Shoko, I guess I should probably talk about that. Okay, well, obviously, Sato killed Shoko a few episodes ago. I didn't really think that much about what she did with the corpse. I probably should have. I just kind of assumed she chopped it up, put it in a bag like she did the previous owner of that room. But, no, she just set her down in a chair, just, in her underwear, just sitting there. And for what reason, I don't know exactly, but, she just she just had her there and eventually dressed her back up before, burning the corpse. And yeah, don't know exactly what that was all about, but that was definitely a little bit weird. A little bit weird. I mean, yeah, I don't really have much more to say on it beyond that. Aside from I just didn't see that coming. That was the last bit of real shock this series managed to give me. I guess unless you count the whole Shio still being alive thing. But anyway, we progress things. The ant burning down the entire apartment building. I seems like a bit overkill for burning Shogo's corpse to me, but I guess there's no kill like overkill, so why not? Eventually, they were Sato and Shio were cornered. They ended up on the roof of the building with no other choice left but to jump because it was burning down. It was either jump to your death or just burn alive, which is one of the worst ways to die. So you don't want to do that. So that led to the most emotional moment of the episode where they just stood there talking, hugging, and eventually just jumping. Like, it wasn't like a typical lover suicide kind of jump. You had Shio jump into Sato and fling them both off the building, which was very reminiscent of the jump that caused them to fall out of their room and allowed Shoko to see them. I think that was intentional. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, it was just a really loving jump embrace that was the last one, because they came falling down and we had tons of images flashing in front of us, a lot of which I don't remember seeing in the show itself, but maybe that was something that they just wanted to do, and unfortunately it was never going to actually happen because at the very least Sato died from that fall. And like I said, I knew that scene was coming, but what I did not know would happen would be Shio surviving it. apparently Sato positioned them. Well, I mean, I guess they were kind of already in that position as they fell. But basically, Sato hit the ground, whereas Shio had Sato to soften the landing. I guess just enough to survive. I don't know if that would work in real life, but I know it can work in anime and fiction, so I'm not gonna question that. And yeah, I really did not think Shio would survive that. I mean, we had this one last act of, I guess you could say, redemption from Sato to protect Shio's life. But that, yeah, I wonder if that will make a difference at all to people that hate Sato now. I guess I'll find out, but yeah, I really did not see that coming. Like when Ozzy was walking to a room that said Kobe, you know, Shio's last name, I thought, oh, he's visiting his mother or in the hospital or whatever. That's nice. And then he said Shio, and it actually took a good couple seconds for that to process in my mind. Like, wait, what? She's alive? Because that was unexpected. But yeah, Shio's alive, but she's still talking about Sato. I mean, her feelings for Sato are still there. They wouldn't disappear. Still talking about being reborn, seeing Sato and the reflection of her eyes. That's clearly what she continues to care about. I don't know what kind of life she'll have going forward after her experiences she had as a child. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really get a good look at her for the most part. I was still kind of shocked she was even alive, but it looks like she's, you know, aged a little bit. So I don't know how much time has passed at that point. Maybe a couple months, maybe a few years. I don't know. But the point is that she's alive and she can move forward with her life somehow. But it's a matter of whether or not she will or not. She's still very much thinking of Sato, and I don't know, maybe Sato will be reincarnated as somebody, and she can go find her, and then the age gap positions will be reversed with Shio being the older one. I don't know, that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, that was really the episode. Not much more to say. She had Sato's like ribbon bow thing in her hand, so she has something to remember her by. Probably took it off of her corpse after she died. The teacher got arrested, the scumbag teacher, so that's nice. Yeah, that's really about it. I like how the teacher's wife didn't even really say anything, was being dragged away, like she didn't even care that much. But yeah, the scene where they, you know, they fell together, that really was a very nice, well done scene. The emotions were definitely there, getting lots of chills. I just wish I didn't know about it ahead of time, because I probably would have been almost as broken up as I was with Shoko's death if I didn't already know about it, but since I did, it wasn't as strong, so that's why I don't like that decision. But yeah, I really did like how Shio just stood up to Ozzy. She was like, no, I don't care about my family. You know, my family's been nothing but, you know, cruel to me. Sato, who's been nice to me since the day I met her, has taken good care of me, worked very hard for my sake, killed people for my sake, continues to work hard for my sake. And I love her, and she loves me, and I'm not just gonna run away with some guy that just attacked her for no good reason. So yeah, I'm gonna stay with Sato. And she actually grabbed a shard of glass and held it tight enough to cut herself and make her bleed to show her resolve to her brother. That was also a very, very good scene. Overall, this was a very good final episode. I was really happy with it. You know, as happy as I can be, you know, when with kind of this very sad ending. But yeah, I mean, it was a very solid ending, so that's probably all I have to say on this episode itself. I guess I can talk about the series overall after a quick drink. Okay, this series. Now, the reason I watched this series initially was because I saw the description. I was like, oh, cool. This seems to be a dark anime with a Yuri age gap, you know, relationship, with one of the main girls being a yandere voiced by the amazing Hanakana, and what seems to be an adorable, you know, Yuri partner. Yeah, I mean, that was really all I needed to watch this. That definitely got my attention. Very much sounded like it'd be something up my alley. Of course, I kind of underestimated just how much it would stab me in the feels at the time, but, you know, it seemed like something I would like, and I watched the first episode, and it was pretty much, you know, what I expected it to be. A very nice show that had a very stark contrast between her, you know, her home life, you know, her happy sugar life with Shio, and her, you know, day job, her bitter life, where she deals with the horrible outside world just to, you know, make money to preserve her happy sugar life. And throughout the course of the series, I really liked how it did that. It had those two things, those two halves of Sato's life, and she's working very hard to keep them separate, keep them both maintained, and just not have everything come crashing down. Because when the first episode started, she already committed murder. You know, she'd killed that one guy. Although I don't know, would that be qualified? Would that be able to qualify as self-defense? Because he did try to murder Shio. So if she went to the cops after that, I wonder if she would have been able to get away with killing him. I don't know. It's probably a bit up in the air. Probably depends on a few things, but the problem is that doing that, she would have to reveal that she has this kidnapped child with her. So that's probably why she didn't do it. But anyway, before I started getting into that, what I was trying to say is that the series started out with Sato already having committed a pretty serious crime, so she's already trying not to get caught, trying to be able to do these horrible things to preserve her happy sugar life without getting caught. And she kind of kept having to ramp this up over the course of things. She kept doing things like, you know, blackmailing the teacher and making him burn the evidence, and trying to keep another yandere quiet, making sure she doesn't, you know, dig too deep into Sato's life and figure out something that she shouldn't. And keeping her friends at arm's length, not letting them go to her real apartment. They just go to her aunt's apartment instead, and then, yeah, they can't discover the true apartment. And it was really fun to see Sato try to, you know, keep this whole thing going, and having difficulty with that sometimes. And I really enjoyed the Happy Sugar Life bits. She just, all the scenes she had with Shio were very, very cute, very heartwarming. I loved pretty much all of them. Just the amount of happiness that you could see just emanating from it was just the best. Every time she went home and we would hear Sato-chan, Sato-chan, it was the best. You know, Shio was a wonderful ball of cuteness and warmth, and just everybody loves her. Sato loves her, Mitsuboshi loves her, Asahi loves her, pretty much everyone loves her. You just no doubt about that. That's why they kind of fight over who gets to keep her. But yeah, that was pretty much the main thing with the two main characters. I mean, both Sato and Shio are very much broken people because of their past circumstances. You had Sato, who had her aunt, who very much distorted her view on love and probably other things as well. And Shio, who grew up in a very abusive household because of her father, and that her mother kind of going down that road and being abandoned as a child. So yeah, she has a lot of issues, a lot of issues. And Sato and Shio very much use each other to comfort themselves, to kind of cope with the dark, horrible world they both live in, you know? That kind of relationship. It's obviously not the healthiest relationship ever, but it is what they both need to really get through the day. So, you know, you can debate about how ethical all that is if you want to, but the point is they both make each other's life worth living. That's really kind of what their relationship boiled down to. And I very much enjoyed them doing that. They're just always very happy and cute together. And we had some pretty much every character in the show is a little bit crazy, a little bit broken. Mitsuboshi, his problem started to stem because of the one older woman, the manager girl that pretty much sexually assaulted him and gave him very much trauma in regards to older women, which is what drove him to, you know, seek out little girls as kind of a comfort away from the horribleness that is older women. Of course, the biggest problem with that is that he went after Shio, which is kind of Sato's girl, so that's not okay, Mitsuboshi. But that was his thing, and he just kind of spiraled into more and more insanity as more and more horrible things kept happening to him. So yeah, even though he became kind of an antagonist there for a few moments, I still feel bad for him in the end, because he really didn't do anything really all that bad, especially compared to some of the other characters. But yeah, that's all I have to say on Mitsuboshi for the most part. Now, Shoko is another character I kind of want to talk about. Now, Shoko is Sato's best friend. She cares a lot about Sato. They are very close. They get along very well. We saw many scenes about that. But Sato always kept her at arm's length because of her circumstances. Not wanting her to get involved. Not wanting to have to be put in a position where she needs to kill her. She wanted to avoid that at all costs. But Shoko wasn't having any of that. She wanted to be closer to her. She wanted to know what was up. She wanted to not be blocked off. She wanted to get through Sato's walls, and wanted to really just have her let her in. And Sato eventually had her walls kind of broken through a little bit, at least the secondary wall. There was still another wall that she wouldn't let Shoko pass, but she would at least let her through one of them. And in the end, she said, "Hey, yeah, you can come over to my place." And then she brings her over to the aunt's place, which is on paper officially her place, but it's not actually her place. It's the other one, the one with Shio. But she at least let her there. Of course, it was awkward timing because the teacher had called the cops on them because of the smell. What was interesting about this scene is because I already thought that Sato's aunt was already dead. Like, they were heavily implying that was the case. Like, the bag had the aunt's limbs in it, but no, she was still alive. And I was really taken aback when she opened that door. I was like, oh, okay, she's alive. And yeah, definitely crazy. So very interesting character though as well. And yeah, once you get to meet this character, a lot of Sato as a character makes more sense. But yeah, eventually she made it back to her real room, Shio, and it was all great. So yeah, but that's where we start to really learn about exactly how the show goes and what Sato's circumstances are. Even keeping her fake home life separated from her real home life, which is interesting. Yeah, I think. Oh, and Shoko. I guess I gotta talk about the dark part too. Well, Shoko, she eventually wanted more. She wanted to really get let in. So, because apparently learning about the crazy aunt wasn't enough. She wanted to really go for it because she had heard that Sato kidnapped Shio. Didn't want to believe it, but because of the aunt's help, most likely, she went to Sato's actual apartment and saw them fall out of it. Shio together with Sato, and I can only imagine what was going on. And so why are there so many S names in the show? It just clicked in my head why I'm having so much trouble. Shio, Sato, Shoko. It's not funny, especially when those characters interact with each other. But anyway, they fell through, and Shoko realized what's up, and yeah, that's when it all went wrong. That was still the most emotional moment of the entire show for me. Nothing, even the suicide, did not compare to just how hard it stabbed me in the heart. This entire scene, it was just really hard to watch because Shoko went in there and she pleaded her case to Sato, and they talked, and she said about how she wouldn't call the cops, and she just wants what's best for Sato, and she wouldn't do anything to ruin her life, and all that stuff. It was a very artsy kind of scene with the muted audio and stuff, but it was still very well done, and it really just, I was so worried that she was gonna kill that she's gonna kill Shoko, and for a while I thought that was like a guarantee. And then Shoko was starting to leave, and I was actually starting to come back. I was like, maybe I worry too much. I mean, Shoko is her best friend, so yeah, Sato wouldn't kill her that easily. So yeah, it's great that she's gonna let her out. And then the hand over the mouth from behind, stabbing, murder, and they just with that it just came crashing back down to the floor. And I got to watch Sato slowly killing, murdering poor Shoko there, while she struggled in pain and confusion and sadness and scratching at Sato's hands. And that, I've seen a lot of anime, and I don't think any murder scene has ever bothered me as much as that one did, because I could just the circumstances, the emotions there. Both those people involved in this murder cared deeply about each other, and yet here they were, fighting to the death, one clearly having the advantage. So yeah, it was such a horrible situation, man. It just really got me more than I could have ever imagined it would. So yeah, that was definitely the part of the show that will probably stick with me for the longest. I don't see myself forgetting that scene anytime soon, if ever. And I thought that'd be the last time I saw Shoko, but no, we got to see her corpse sitting in a chair. Yeah, that was still pretty disturbing in itself, that as well. And that was the last of it for Shoko. Especially, Asahi was starting to have a ship develop with Shoko, but that ended pretty quickly. It's been a while since I've seen a ship die that quickly. I think Ruby was the last time I saw a ship die that quickly. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you've seen Ruby. But anyway, yeah, Asahi was probably not a big fan of that. I was pretty sad of him walking in on that Shoko corpse in the fire. But it would have been worse if he thought she was still alive and ran into the fire to save her, only to find out that she was already dead. That would have been really dark. But yeah, I think that really is the most of what I have to say on the show. That's really what the show came down to. I mean, it was a good anime, I would say. It was a very good anime. Any anime that can really make me feel emotionally invested in it is a good anime, because it's hard to do that, really. So I definitely give it props on that. Let's see. Yeah, that's really about it. Hanakana, she did a great job as his role. She does the Yandere character very well, and there's many examples of great voice work from her. And she as White did a pretty good job as well. Sounded very adorable for a lot of the scenes, but also sounding serious and convicted when she needed to. Very good job on that as well. And yeah, that's really about it. I don't think this is gonna get a second season. I mean, there's not really much of a story for it left to tell. Sato's kind of dead, unless we want to do some sort of reincarnation thing where they really are reborn as new people. and they meet each other, which that's not impossible, but I doubt it. So yeah, that's it for this anime. So let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.